T-34-2 is a million times better than the T-34-3. It's just the truth. Just like how this is better than all of Pantouf's channel. You just simply can't argue with it. Okay, first thing to clarify. They're fairly similar in almost most statistics, but in the differences they do have, the T-34-2 has a significant edge over the T-34-3. Well, don't believe me? Here's some points to teach you. But for example, let's take the dispersion. On movement, the T-34, it means it blooms less. On the effective power to ton ratio, the T-34-2 is better. Means it accelerates quicker. Effective, the same thing. The camo, now this is really good. This is one of the best points about the T-34-2. The fact that it is so much smaller. I mean, have a look here. It is so much smaller than the T-34-3. I mean, look at this. 30% to 20%. After shot, 6% to 4%. That is huge. Especially if you try to play it more as a sneaky medium. Now the credit coefficient, nothing to do about that. T-34-2 is a tech-tree tank, whereas the T-34-3 is premium. Nothing can do. Repair cost factor, it exists for the same reason, to make credits. The HP, something you wouldn't expect. T-34-2, despite being a much smaller tank, has 100 more hit points. And you will notice those 100 more hit points, especially when tanks at tier 8 are doing 225 damage. That could potentially save him, potentially win a game. The weight, whether you see a higher weight as an advantage or a disadvantage is subjective. And this is another one of the huge differences. Turret armor is 10mm better on the front. Doesn't matter about the back because everybody's going to penetrate it anyway. But I mean, look at the model. Look at the turret. It's just shaped. It's much smaller for a start, much harder to hit. The cupolas are harder to penetrate and smaller on the T-34-2. I mean, why wouldn't you want this thing's turret? Hull armor, the T-34-3 does have an advantage with 20mm. You very occasionally get bounces on the hull on either of these two vehicles. It's not the biggest difference in the world, although you can side scrape against RHMs and waffles in the T-34-3. However, you can't in the T-34-2, but that is the only real difference in their hull armor. The last statistical difference is that the T-34-3 has 20 more millimeters of penetration on its premium rounds, but at tier 8, 250mm is more than enough, so this 20 extra millimeters doesn't really make a difference for me. Maybe it does for you, but if so, then all I have to say is, get good. As an example of its turret armor, I mean, just look at this clip. No health against the charioteer. Get a very lucky bounce there. I am very happy we bounced that. But then, just get close to it. T-34-2, very low tank in stature, with a very strong turret. So as long as we can face hug this charioteer, we have no issue. He has no hope of penetrating me. And this isn't realistic, so definitely not. Like, honestly, this is borderline Object 252U armor, as provided you're face hugging. And then here again, against an RHM, one of the best penetration values at tier 8. Look at this, get close, easy bounce. He has, even with his heat, which has over 280mm of penetration, not a chance. Even up this slope, like, he has no chance, and we're going to out-reload him anyway. But like, just look, this thing's just insane with its turret armor. Come back to this replay that you might have noticed that's playing in the background. Just a cheeky little M-class mastery that I managed to do one day. Just finish off the Tiger P. And they've currently got 2 supremacy bases. Now that is obviously really bad, so I'm going to try and cap one. But oh, here comes the EXP, one of the most heavily frontally armoured tanks at tier 8. But here comes into account this thing's small size. Like, look at this. Look at his gun. He literally can't depress his gun enough, even to hit my tiny cupolas. And then I'm using him as cover from 87, which is also very handy. And then HE's side. Don't know if you knew you could do that about the EXP. But look at this. I'd use him as a shield, and because of its small stature, I'm not taking shots. And even if he could hit me, he's not going through that thing's turret. Like, we've already gone over that. Finish him off. 87. Ooh. Very lucky that didn't go in, because he could have finished us there. Get around the back of him. T-34-2 mobile tank, easily gonna be able to kill him. Then left to a 2v2, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. Got a full health AMX M445 against 2 of them. Right, this is doable, even on our low health. Cap the base, but we need to make a move. They're supremacy points. Honestly, we definitely need to make a move. But again, low health. What can I really do? I'm going to try and side scrape here. They don't have a waffle or an RHM or any TDs, so that's fine. And just all about being cautious. In hindsight, should have stuck with my AMX. but I'm trying to spot for him. That's something, well, that's part of the role of medium tanks. They spot for the heavies. So just sort of chilling around here, just sort of debating what we want to do. Can't spot anybody, which is I don't know. Have they gone to? They might have gone to Cap A. They might have gone to hold C, because all they really need to do is hold C for maybe a minute more, and they've won. But then I'm like, right, we've got to make a move. Spot both of them, thankfully. But I get spotted. I'm like, oh god, I'm not gonna be able to peek around. But thankfully, they are trying to go to A to cap it, which is a very good decision. Managed to get the back of the IS-3. Very lucky there. But then again, look, points 800, and I'm like, if I go up here, I'm not going to be able to shoot them. This thing doesn't have the best gun depression, and we need to kill them quick. Or we could cap C, but at this point you just want the damage for the mastery. So AMX gets absolutely wrecked trying to face him off, and literally in the line of fire of both of them. And I've realised, got to support him right now. He manages to track the IS-3, not exactly the result looking for. And yes, that's good. Sent a heat shell through his front, which is kind of lucky on the IS-3, thinking about it, because it's spaced armour. And then we're left on this 1v1, but both one-shots to each other. Ooh. Oh, didn't want to risk the shot there. Didn't want to risk the shot. Oh, that's so unfortunate. He's got me on the reload. He's coming for me. He knows that this thing's got a long reload. But no, he doesn't seem to want to take advantage of it. But again, look at the supremacy points. Really got to do something now. I'm trying to bait him into shooting my tracks, trying to bait him, and there we go. That game is sealed. Thank you for your mistake, Mr. T-32. And there, battle finished. And then we go into the garage, and that's not too shabby, is it? So what would I say in conclusion? Don't buy the T-34-3. Unless you've got a fetish for it or something like that, it's not worth it. The Tech Tree tank is better, but if you really want to make credits for the T-34-3, go ahead. But there are much better tanks, such as the Lerva, the Super Pershing, the Object 252U, for Christ's sake. So both are good tanks though. Both are very good tanks.